Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Mr. Darius Daka. Welcome to another exciting class. Okay, so today, boys and girls, in mathematics, we are looking at how to differentiate between ratio and direct proportion. We are looking at how to differentiate between ratio and direct proportion. So boys and girls, if you remember yesterday, we looked at proportion, and then we also looked at direct proportion. I hope you enjoyed the class, boys and girls. So boys and girls, for any questions or SMSs, you can SMS me on 0970-703139. You can SMS me on 0970-703139. So boys and girls, for our GMF online classes are there on Facebook. So if you want to be part and parcel of these classes, boys and girls, you can participate, okay, or you can you can be part and parcel of these classes by contacting the line that is scrolling on your screen. Okay, so boys and girls, let's go to today's lesson. Okay, so like I said earlier on, we are looking at how we can differentiate between ratio and direct proportion. We are looking at how we can differentiate between ratio and direct proportion. Okay, so boys and girls, ratio is a comparison of two quantities while we get a proportion when two ratios are equal to each other. Okay, so we can say a ratio is a comparison of two quantities, okay, a comparison of two quantities while we get a proportion when two ratios are equal to each other. Okay, so boys and girls, let's go to our examples for today. All right, so this is our example. Okay, our example says Savoy designs and makes placemats. Okay, for every 144 centimeters of blue ribbon, Savoy uses 108 centimeters of red ribbon. Okay, A, find the ratio red ribbon to blue ribbon. B, if Savoy uses 5,040 centimeters of blue ribbon, how many how many centimeters of red ribbon will she use? Okay, calculate the have. All right, so boys and girls, our question says a ratio is a comparison between a ratio and proportion. A ratio is a comparison of two quantities while we get a proportion when two ratios are equal to each other. Okay, a ratio is a comparison of two quantities while we get a proportion when two ratios are equal. Every 144 centimeters of blue ribbon, Savoy uses 108 centimeters of red ribbon. A, find the ratio red ribbon to blue ribbon. B, if Savoy uses 5,040 centimeters of blue ribbon, how many centimeters of red ribbon will she use? If Savoy uses 5,040 centimeters of blue ribbon, how many centimeters of red ribbon will she use? Okay, so there, boys and girls, we are told to calculate the proportion. We are told to calculate the proportion. So what are we going to do, boys and girls, for number 1A? Okay, so number 1A says find the ratio red ribbon to blue ribbon. Find the ratio red ribbon to blue ribbon. So boys and girls, we can get the ratios. For every 144 centimeters of blue ribbon, Savoy uses 108 centimeters of red ribbon. So we can say our ratio is 144 to 108. 144 is for blue ribbon and 108 is for red ribbon. 144 is for blue ribbon and 108 is for red ribbon. Let's go to question B. Okay, so boys and girls, question B says if Savoy uses 5,040 centimeters of blue ribbon, how many centimeters of red ribbon will she use? How many centimeters of red ribbon will she use? So boys and girls, you must understand that the ratio for blue ribbon to red ribbon is 144 to 108. 144 to 108. Okay, so we can get the ratio for boys and girls. We are going to say 140 times question mark is equals to, okay, so for blue ribbon is 5,040 centimeters. Okay, so this one is for blue ribbon. 144 times question mark is equals to 540. So what are we going to do, boys and girls? We can say, or if you want there, you can put A. Therefore, we are going to say A is equals to 5,040 divided by 144. 5,040 divided by 144. So boys and girls, what's the answer? 5,040 divided by 144. The answer is 35. The answer is 35. If you ask yourself how many times does 144 go in 5,040, it goes there. So that our ratio is 144, okay, times, we get this 35, we put it there, okay. Then again we get this 108 for the red ribbon. So we are going to say 108 times 35 again, in order for us to find the the figure for the red ribbon, in order for us to find the figure for the red ribbon. So boys and girls, if you multiply 144 times 35, 144 times 35 will give you 3,780. It will give you 3,780 to, and then when you multiply 108 to 108 times 35, 108 times 35, it will give you 5,040. It will give you 5,040. All right. So boys and girls, it means that Savoy will use 3,780 centimeters of red ribbon. We can say, therefore, she will use, the answer is this one, she will use 3,780 centimeters of red ribbon. Okay, she will use 3,780 centimeters of red ribbon. Okay, I hope you are following, boys and girls. If at all you've got any questions, you can ask. Okay, if at all you've got any questions, you can ask by SMSing using the 097070. We are done with how we can differentiate. Okay, so let's look at how we can express a given ratio in its lowest terms. How we can express a given ratio in its lowest terms. Okay, so express a given ratio in its lowest terms. Express a given ratio in its lowest terms. Okay? Express a given ratio in its lowest terms. All right, express a given ratio in its lowest terms. All right, so to express any ratio in its lowest terms, to express any ratio in its lowest terms, to write the given numbers, okay, or quantities to write the given numbers or quantities the same way you would write a fraction. Okay? You would write a fraction as an equivalent fraction, as an equivalent fraction in its lowest terms. Okay, so boys and girls, we are looking at how we can express a ratio in its lowest terms. We are looking at how we can express a ratio in its lowest terms. To express any ratio in its lowest terms means to write the given numbers or quantities the same way you would write a fraction as an equivalent fraction. So meaning, boys and girls, what it means is that for if you are given a number, you must reduce this number, okay, to its lowest terms, meaning that you are supposed to find a highest common factor, okay? You are supposed to find a highest common factor. A highest common factor is a number that can go in 12 and in 15 without leaving a remainder. A highest common factor is a number that can go in 12 and 15 without leaving a remainder. All right, so boys and girls, which number can go in 12 and in 15? Which number can go in 12 and in 15 without leaving a remainder? The number that go 3 into 12, 3 into 12 is 4. What is 3 into 15? 3 into 15 is 5. Okay, 3 into 15 is 5. So it means that our ratio is 4 over 5. Our ratio is 4 over 5. So 4 over 5, boys and girls, can also be called an equivalent fraction. It can also be called an equivalent fraction. Why is it called an equivalent fraction? It is called an equivalent fraction of 12 over 15 because we can use the same highest common factor for us to multiply 4 over 5 for us, even that we have gone back to our original fraction. So we can say that 4 over 5 is an equivalent fraction because if you use the same factor to multiply 4 over 5, it will give you the original answer, which is 12 over 15. All right. So boys and girls, you must also understand that there is a word which is called a unitary ratio. Okay, there's a word called a unitary ratio. So when a ratio in its lowest terms, okay, is written as 1 to A, okay, is written as 1 to A. It is called a unitary ratio. Okay, it is called a unitary ratio. So when a ratio in its lowest terms is written as 1 to A, okay, if it's written as 1 to A, it is called a unitary ratio. Example. Okay, let me give you an example for a unitary ratio. Example, 5 over 15. 5 over 15. All right? So, boys and girls, we know that the number that we can use, okay, the number that we can use to divide 5 and 15, it's 5 itself. Okay, the number that you can use to divide 5 and 15 is 5 itself. So if you ask yourself, how many times does 5 go in 5? It goes 1 time. How many times does 5 go in 15? It goes 3 times. Therefore, 1 over 3 is called a unitary ratio. So we can say 1, if remember yesterday I said, if a ratio can be written as a fraction, or you can write it like this with a colon. Okay, so 1 to 3 is called a unitary ratio. It is called a unitary ratio. All right. So boys and girls, if you have got any SMSs, or you have got questions, you can SMS me using this line, 0970-703139, 0970-703139. Okay, let's go to our examples, boys and girls. Okay, so these are our examples. All right, number one, the number of girls in a grade 6 class is 25, and the number of boys is 15. Express this as a ratio of girls to boys in its lowest terms. Number two, if Mapalo has 8 marbles and Chichi, what is the ratio of Mapalo's marbles in its lowest terms? Okay. Number three, I believe I can rub the other side, boys and girls. I hope you are done copying the other side. Okay, so I can rub. All right, so boys and girls, if you have got questions, you can SMS me using the line 0970703139, 0970703139. Okay, and I'll be there to answer your questions. All right, so let's go to number 3, boys and girls. We go to number 3. All right, so number 3 says, at a birthday party, there will be 12 children. Okay, at the birthday party there will be 12 children. Sweets. There are 36 sweets. Okay. How many sweets? How many sweets are there for each child? Express this as a ratio in its lowest terms. Okay, number 4, express 1 week to 21 days. To 21 days as a unitary ratio. Okay, express 1 week to 21 days as a unitary ratio. Last example, what is the ratio of 50 minutes to 1 hour 15 minutes in its lowest terms. Okay, so those are the questions for today, boys and girls. Those are the examples for today. All right, so now we are going to answer these examples one by one. So if you have got any questions or any SMSs, you can ask through this line 0970-703139. All right, so boys and girls, let's go to our answers for today. All right, we go to our answers for today. So question 1, boys and girls, says the number of girls in a grade 6 class is 25 and the number of boys is 15. Express this as of girls to boys in its lowest terms. Express this as a ratio of girls to boys in its lowest terms. So we are going to express 25 to 15. Okay, so the number of girls is 25. So this one is our number 1. The number of girls is 25 and the number of boys is 15. Okay, so the number of girls is 25 and the number of boys is 15. So if you want boys and girls, you can write this one, this ratio as 25 over 15. You can write it as a fraction. Okay, so look for a factor that can go in 25 and in 15 without leaving a remainder. Look for a factor that can go in 25 and in 15 without leaving a remainder. And the factor, boys and girls, that can go in 25 and 15 is 5. Okay, 5 can go in 25 and in 15. So 5 into 25, boys and girls, 5 into 25, the answer is 5. Okay, 5 into 25, the answer is 5. What is 5 into 15, boys and girls? 5 into 15 is 3. 5 into 15 is 3. Therefore, our answer is 5 over 3. Our answer is 5 over 3. Okay, so you can write this one as 5 over 3 or 5 to 3 like that. Okay, so meaning that for every 5 girls, there are 3 boys in grade 6 class. For every 5 girls, there are 3 boys in grade 6 class. Let's go to number 2. Okay, so number 2, boys and girls, says if Mapalo has 8 marbles and Chichi has 12 marbles, what is the ratio of Mapalo's marbles in its lowest terms? If Mapalo has 8 marbles and Chichi has 12 marbles, what is the ratio of Mapalo's marbles in its lowest terms? Okay, so boys and girls, we know that Mapalo has got 8 marbles, while Chichi has got 12 marbles. So we can write this one as a fraction, which is 8 over 12. Therefore, we reduce these two numbers in their lowest terms. So we look for a factor that can go in 8 and in 12. And what is that factor, boys and girls? The factor that can go in 8 and 12 is 4. Okay, so we can ask ourselves, 4 into 8, 4 into 8 is 2. Okay, 4 into 8 is 2. And then 4 into 12, 4 into 12, boys and girls, is 3. 4 into 12 is 3. So we can write it as 2 over 3 or 2 to 3, like that. We have reduced that number to its lowest terms. We have reduced the number to its lowest terms. Let's go to number 3, boys and girls. At a birthday party, there will be 12 children. At a birthday party, there will be 12 children. There are 36 sweets. How many sweets are there for each child? How many sweets are there for each child? Okay, how many sweets are there for each child? So, boys and girls, we are going to express this number. So, there are 12 children and there are 36 sweets. So, we are going to express 12 to 36 in its lowest terms. So, we can write it as a 12 over 36. Okay, so we ask ourselves, which number can go in 12 and 36 without leaving a remainder? Which number can go in 12 and 36 without leaving a remainder? The number that can go in 12 and 36, boys and girls, is 12 itself. Okay, so we can ask ourselves, how many times does 12 go in 12? It goes 1 time. How many times does 12 go in 36? It goes 3 times. So our answer is 1 over 3 or 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. Boys and girls, if you have got questions, you can ask using the line 0970703139. Let's go to number 4. We go to number 4 for today. Express 1 week to 21 days as a unitary ratio. Express 1 week to 21 days as a unitary ratio. So, boys and girls, we have to express 1 week to 21 days as a unitary ratio. Okay, so boys and girls, if you have been following, yesterday I said for you to express the numbers, or for you to reduce them to their lowest terms, you must make sure that the units are the same. The units have to be the same. So, boys and girls, we know that in 1 week there are 7 days. In 1 week there are 7 days. So we can change 1 week to 7 days. So it will be 7 days to 21 days. 7 days to 21 days. So from there, boys and girls, we know that our ratio is 7 to 21. Our ratio is 7 to 21. Therefore, we can look for a number that can go in 7 and in 21 without leaving a remainder. And that number is 7 itself. So 7 into 7, boys and girls, it's 1. 7 into 21, it's 3. Okay, so our answer is 1, 2, 3. Our answer is 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's find the answer for question 5. Let's find the answer for question 5. What is the ratio of 50 minutes to 1 hour 15 minutes in its lowest terms? What is the ratio of 50 minutes to 1 hour 15 minutes in its lowest terms? So, boys and girls, we have got 50 minutes, okay, to 1 hour 15 minutes. 1 hour 15 minutes. So what are we going to do, boys and girls? We must change both numbers to same units. So what we are going to do is we are going to write our 50 minutes. Let's change 1 hour to 15 minutes into minutes. We know, boys and girls, that in 1 hour there are 60 minutes. In 1 hour there are 60 minutes. Okay, so in 1 hour there are 60 minutes there. Okay, so when we add 60 plus 15, boys and girls, 60 plus 15 will give us 75. So it will be 50 minutes to 75 minutes. 50 minutes to 75 minutes. Therefore, boys and girls, we can look for a number that can go in 50 and in 75. And what's that number? The number is 25. So 25 into 50, boys and girls, 25 into 50 is 2. 25 into 50 is 2. And then 25 into 75 is 3. Therefore, our answer is 2 to 3. Our answer is 2 to 3. So boys and girls, if you have got any questions, you can SMS me using the line 0970703139 0970703139. All right, so boys and girls, that's what we had for today. We can just go through. I said we are looking at how to express a given ratio in its lowest terms. Okay, but before that, in case you've missed, we are looking at how we can differentiate between direct proportion and ratio. And we've defined what direct proportion and ratio means. So this is our second subtopic. We are looking at how we can express a given ratio in its lowest terms. So I said to express any ratio in its lowest terms means to write the given numbers or quantities the same way you would write a fraction as an equivalent fraction in its lowest terms. For example, we have got 12 over 15. I said 12 over 15. You look for a factor that can go in 12 and in 15 without leaving a remainder. And we found that the factor that can go in 12 and 15 is 3. So 3 into 12, it's 4. 3 into 15 is 5. Therefore, 4 over 5 is an equivalent fraction. Then we also said when a ratio is in its lowest terms, it is written as 1 to a. It is called a unitary ratio. It is called a unitary ratio. For example, 5 over 15. You look for a number that can go in 5 and in 15, and that number is 5. 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 15 is 3. Therefore, 1 to 3 is called a unitary ratio. And then, boys and girls, we've also looked at these examples on how we can reduce the ratios to their lowest terms. So the first one was the number of girls in grade 6 class is 25 and the number of boys is 15. Express this as a ratio of girls to boys in its lowest terms. So boys and girls, we've solved question 1, and then we've said that the number that can go in 25 and in 15 is 5. Okay, so 5 into 25 is 5. 5 into 15 is 3. So the answer is 5 over 3 or 5 to 3. Number 2 says if Mapalo has 8 marbles and Chichi has 12 marbles, what is the ratio of Mapalo's marbles in its lowest terms? So boys and girls, we've looked for a number that can go in 8 and in 12 without leaving a remainder, and that number is 4 itself. 4 into 8 is 2. 4 into 12 is 3. So the answer is 2 over 3 or 2 to 3. Then on number 3, the question says, at a birthday party, there will be 12 children. There are 36 sweets. How many sweets are there for each child? Express this as a ratio in its lowest terms. So boys and girls, we've looked for a number that can go in 12 and 36, and that number is 12. 12 into 12, it's 1. 12 into 36 is 3. So the answer is 1/3 or 1 to 3. And then number 4 says express 1 week to 21 days as a unitary ratio. So I've told you, boys and girls, to say for you to express this answer as a unitary ratio, you must change the weeks to days, meaning that the units must be the same. So boys and girls, I've said that in 1 week there are 7 days. Therefore, 7 to 21, we've looked for a number that can go in 7 and in 21, and that number is 1. 1 into, sorry, it's 7. 7 into 7 is 1. 7 into 21 is 3. And then number 5, the last one, it says what is the ratio of 50 minutes to 1 hour 15 minutes in its lowest terms? So boys and girls, 50 minutes to 1 hour 15 minutes, I've said we must change the 1 hour into minutes. So 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. And then when we add 60 minutes plus 15, it will give us 75 minutes. Therefore, the number that can go in 50 and 75 without leaving a remainder is 25. 25 into 50, it's 2. 25 into 75, it's 3. So boys and girls, if at all you've got any questions, the SMS line is 0970703139. So let me read if at all there are SMSs. Okay. Okay, so this one says, what if there is no common denominator? What if there is no common denominator? All right, so I think what you mean is, what if there is no number that can go, or if there is no factor that can go in both numbers? For example, I can give the, like, if you find 5/7, okay? For example, if you find 5/7 as your fraction, it means there's no number that can go in 5 and there's no number that can go in 7. So what do? You leave it like that, okay? Because there's no factor that can go in 5 and in 7. Okay, so the next question says, why are you not using 2? Why are you not using 2? All right, so boys and girls, the main reason why I was not using 2, it's because, for example, let me pick 8 to 12, okay? If I use 2, it means it will take us a long time. I will say 2 into 8, it will give us 4. 2 into 12, it will give us 6. Again, we'll be using the same 2 almost maybe 2 or 3 times. No wonder you must look for a highest common factor. Okay, you must look for a highest common factor. A highest common factor is a factor that can just go in both numbers at once. Okay, it's a highest common factor is a factor that can go in both numbers at once without leaving a remainder. Now, if you use a smaller number, it means that you keep on dividing, and that can can cost you a lot of time. Okay, so the next question says, how did you find the answers in question 2 and 3? How did you find the answers in question 2 and 3? All right. So question 2, boys and girls, I want you to follow. Question 2 says, if Mapalo has 8 marbles and Chichi has 12 marbles, what is the ratio of Mapalo's marbles in its lowest terms? If Mapalo has 8 marbles. So boys and girls, I said Mapalo has got 8 marbles and Chichi has got 12 marbles. So you can write this ratio as a fraction, which is 8/12. Okay, you can write it as a fraction, which is 8/12. So boys and girls, look for a highest common factor that can go in 8 and in 12. And what is that number? Okay, maybe if I rub so that I explain properly for you to understand. So I said Mapalo has got 8 marbles. Okay, I want you to follow. And then Chichi has got how many marbles? 12 marbles. Okay, I hope you are following, boys and girls. Mapalo has got 8 marbles and Chichi has got 12 marbles. So boys and girls, what are we going to do in order for us to find the answer? I said you can write this one as a fraction, which is 8/12. So boys and girls, which number can you use to divide into 8 and in 12? Someone said, what if we use 2? Quite all right, we can use 2, but it will take us a long time. It means we'll keep on dividing. So the number that we can use there is 4. I said 4 into 8 is 2. 4 into 12 is 3. Okay? 4 into 8. How many times does 4 go in 8? 4 goes in 8 2 times. 4 goes in 12 3 times. So our answer is 2/3 or 2/3. 3. Okay, 2 over 3 or 2 to 3. So boys and girls, it's very important for you to be following, especially if I'm starting the topic so that you don't miss out. Okay, so boys and girls, let's look at question 3. Question 3 says, at a birthday party, there will be 12 children. There are 36 sweets. How many sweets are there for each child? Express this as a ratio in its lowest terms. Express this as a ratio in its lowest terms. So, boys and girls, there are 12 children and there are 36 sweets. So, let's express this as a ratio in its lowest terms. So, I said you can write it as a fraction, which is 12 over 36. Which number can go in 12 and 36 without leaving a remainder? 12 itself. 12 into 12, it's 1. 12 into 36, it's 3. Okay? So we can write it as 1 over 3 or 1, 2, 3, like that. I hope I have answered your question. Okay? I hope I have answered your question. All right? So the next question says, good afternoon, sir. I need help. Question 1 is the ratio of 25 meters to 50 centimeters in its simplest form. Question 1 is the ratio of 25 meters to 50 centimeters in its simplest form. Okay, so I believe you have got your own question which you want me to answer. All right, so you are saying 25 meters to 50 centimeters. Okay, enough time? Okay, so I've been given 5 minutes, okay, to answer your question. I hope you are following. Okay, so you are saying 25 meters to 50 centimeters in its simplest form. So how do we change this one, boys and girls? We know that these are centimeters and those are meters. So we cannot change them the way they are unless we change them to the same units. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We are going to change the meters into centimeters. We are going to change the meters into centimeters. So boys and girls, we know that how many centimeters are there in 1 meter? How many centimeters are there in 1 meter? So 1 meter, boys and girls, is equals to 100 centimeters. 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. What about 25 meters? 25 meters is equals to x because we don't know. So you cross multiply. 1 times x is equals to x is equals to 25 times 100 is 2,500. 25 times 100 is 2,500. So it is 2,500 centimeters. Therefore, we have changed the meters to centimeters, which is 2,500 centimeters to 50 centimeters. Okay, so boys and girls, if you want, you can write this one as a fraction, which is 2,500 over 50. Okay, so you divide now. If you want, you can ask yourself, this 0 and that 0 can divide themselves. So how many times does, we can say, how many times does 5 go in 25? 5 goes in 25, so there we can say 5 into 5, it's 1. 5 into 25, it's 5. Okay, 5 into 25, it's 5. And then 5 into 0, it's 0. So the answer is 50 to 1, which is 50 to 1. So the answer can be 50 to 1. That is your answer. Okay, so 50 to 1 is your answer. I hope I have answered your question. I hope I have answered your question. So boys and girls, you stay tuned for another exciting class shortly after a break. Okay, so the line that you are using for SMSs is 0970-703139. You stick around and don't go away. Thank you so much. copy whatever we are going to discuss today. So our SMS line, boys and girls, is 0970703139. Our SMS line is 0970703139. Remember, boys and girls, our GMF online classes are running on Facebook, okay, for grade 8, grade 10, and grade 11. So for those who want to join, please, boys and girls, you can be part and parcel of these classes by contacting the line that is on the screen. Okay, so boys and girls, for those who were part and parcel of the class yesterday, we looked at the people of Central Province. We looked at the people of Central Province. So boys and girls, if you remember, I said the main language in Central Province is Lenje. The main language in Central Province is Lenje. And the Lenje people have got a chief called Chief Mukuni Ngombe. The main language in Central Province is Lenje, and the Lenje people have got a chief called Chief Mukuni Ngombe. We also said that the other languages that are found in the province are Tonga, Nyanja, Swaka, and Lala. We also said that the other languages that are found in the province are Tonga, Nyanja, Swaka, and Lala. Okay, so boys and girls, we also said that the Kaondes celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikubi, okay? The Kaondes celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikubi in September, which is this month, okay? So boys and girls, we also said that the Visa, Swaka, and Lala celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela in September. They also celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela in September. The Lenje celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo in October. The Lenje celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo in October. Okay, so the Visa, Swaka, Lala, and Lamba celebrate a ceremony called Ichibwela Mushi in October and November. So boys and girls, we also said that Ichibwela Mushi simply means coming back into the village. We said that the Visa, Swaka, and Lala, they go to prepare the fields. Okay, so when they go to prepare the fields, in those fields they build temporal homes. They build temporal homes in those fields. So when they come back, they have to celebrate a ceremony called Ichibwela Mushi. Okay, so they celebrate this event as the thanksgiving for the safe return from their temporal homes. Okay, so boys and girls, we also talked about the people of Copper Belt Province. We said that the main ethnic group for the Copper Belt Province is Lamba. The main ethnic group for the Copper Belt Province is Lamba. And then we also said that there are other tribes that are found in in Copper Belt Province, and these tribes are Bemba, Nyanja, Lunda, Luvale, Kaonde, and a large mixture of others. Okay, so we also talked about population distribution. We also talked about population distribution in the Copper Belt Province. I said that the population distribution in Copper Belt Province is mainly centered along the mines. It's mainly centered along the mines. Why? Because people go to the mines for them to work. They go to the mines for them to work. While other parts of the province have the population distribution of about 5 to 18 people per square kilometer. They have got a population distribution of about 5 to 18 people per square kilometer. Okay, so boys and girls, I believe this is what we looked at yesterday. So today, boys and girls, we are looking at the people of Eastern Province. We are looking at the people of Eastern Province. So the major local languages spoken in Eastern Province are Nyanja, Tumbuka, Bemba, and English. Okay, the main languages spoken in Eastern Province are Nyanja, Bemba, okay, Nyanja, Bemba, Tumbuka, and English. Nyanja, Bemba, Tumbuka, and English. All right, so these are the main languages that are spoken in Eastern Province. The main ethnic groups of the Eastern Province are the Nsenga, Chewa, Ngoni, and the Tumbuka. Okay, the main ethnic groups are Nsenga, Chewa, Ngoni, and Tumbuka. Okay, these are the main ethnic groups of Eastern Province. Many people in the Eastern Province live around the town of Chipata. Okay, many people in Eastern Province live around the town of Chipata. All right, they live around the town of Chipata. Okay, the south of the province has a median population density of 5 to 18 people. The south of the province, has a medium population density of 5 to 18 people per square kilometer. Okay, the south of the province has a median population density of 5 to 18 people per square kilometer. The north of the province is sparsely populated. Okay, the north of the province is sparsely populated. Okay, it's sparsely populated with less than 5 people. With less than 5 people per square kilometer. Okay, with less than 5 people per square kilometer. Okay, so boys and girls, you must understand that we have got 2 main important ceremonies in Eastern Province. Okay, we have got 2 main important ceremonies in Eastern Province. Okay, so the 2 main ceremonies, of Eastern Province are Nkwala Festival, okay, Nkwala Festival, celebrated in Chipata. Chipata district. Okay, celebrated in Chipata district. Okay. By the Ngoni tribe. By the Ngoni tribe. Okay. By the Ngoni tribe during February. During February. Okay. By the Ngoni tribe during February, and the Chewa Kulamba ceremony. And the Chewa Kulamba ceremony. Okay, the Chewa Kulamba ceremony celebrated in Katete district. Celebrated in Katete district. Okay, celebrated in Katete district by the Chewa kingdom. Okay, by the Chewa kingdom. Okay, by the Chewa kingdom, which is held on the last Saturday. Which is held on the last Saturday. Okay, which is held on the last Saturday in August annually. Okay, during Kulamba ceremony, traditional dances, traditional dancers pay tribute. Okay, they pay tribute to ancestors, in a traditional way. Okay, they pay tribute to ancestors in a traditional way. The Tuwimba, the Nsenga celebrate Tuwimba. Okay, the Nsenga celebrate. Okay, they celebrate Tuwimba. They celebrate Tuwimba. They celebrate Tuwimba. The Kunda celebrate Malaila. Okay. The Kunda celebrate Malaila. Okay, they celebrate Malaila. And the Tumbuka. Celebrate Kwenje. Okay, the Tumbuka celebrate Kwenje. Okay, all these ceremonies take place in October. All these ceremonies take place in October. All right. So, boys and girls, those are the notes for the people of Eastern Province. If you've got questions, my SMS line is 0970703139. Okay, so let me explain the notes one by one. All right, so boys and girls, we are looking at the people of Eastern Province. The main languages spoken in Eastern Province are Nyanja, Bemba, Tumbuka, and English. The main languages spoken in Eastern Province are Nyanja, Bemba, Tumbuka, and English. Okay, so boys and girls, you must understand that when it comes to Nyanja, there's a mixture of Chewa there, Chewa, Nsenga, okay, even Tumbuka itself, it's part of Nyanja. All right, so those are the main languages that are spoken in Eastern Province. The main ethnic groups, okay, the main ethnic groups are Nsenga, Chewa, Ngoni, and Tumbuka. The main ethnic groups are Nsenga, Chewa, Ngoni, and Tumbuka. The people in Eastern Province live around the town of Chipata, okay? Many people in Eastern Province live around the town of Chipata. So if you go to Eastern Province, boys and girls, you'll find that many of those people live around the town of Chipata, okay? So the other areas, such as the south of the province, has a medium population density of 5 to 18 people per square kilometer, meaning that other areas of the province, boys and girls, has got less people living in those areas, while in Chipata we have got more people because of employment. Okay, so the north of the province, boys and girls, is sparsely populated. Okay, it is sparsely populated with less than 5 people per square kilometer. The north of the province is sparsely populated. When I said it's sparsely populated, what does it mean? The word sparsely means that there are only a few people, okay, living in those areas. There are only a few people, meaning that we don't have many people living in one area, but only a few live in those areas. Okay, so sparsely populated with less than 5 people per square kilometer. Okay, so boys and girls, you must understand that the two main ceremonies of Eastern Province are Nkwala Festival, celebrated in Chipata district by the Ngoni tribe. Okay, the Nkwala Festival celebrated in Chipata district by the Ngoni tribe during February. Okay, and the Chewa Kulamba ceremony. So the Chewas celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba, while the Ngonis celebrate a ceremony called Nkwala. The Ngonis celebrate a ceremony called Nkwala, whereas the Chewas celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba. Okay, so Kulamba ceremony is celebrated in Katete district. It is celebrated in Katete district, okay, by the Chewa Kingdom, which is held on the last Saturday in August annually. Okay, so annually simply means every year. It is held on the last Saturday in August every year. All right, so boys and girls, during Kulamba ceremony, traditional dancers pay tribute to ancestors in a traditional way. During Kulamba ceremonies, traditional dancers pay tribute to ancestors in a traditional way. The Nsenga celebrate a ceremony called Tuwimba. Okay, the Nsenga celebrate a ceremony called Tuwimba. The Kunda celebrate a ceremony called Malaila. The Kunda celebrate a ceremony called Malaila, and the Tumbuka celebrate a ceremony called Kwenje. The Tumbuka celebrate a ceremony called Kwenje. All these ceremonies take place in October. So all these ceremonies, which are Tuwimba, Kwenje, and Malaila, take place in October. So that's it, boys and girls, for the people of Eastern Province. Okay, that's it for the people of Eastern Province. So boys and girls, let's go to the people of Luapula Province. We go to the people of Luapula Province. Okay, the people of Luapula province. Okay, the people of Luapula province all right. So, boys and girls, the major local language spoken in Luapula province is Bemba. Okay? The major local language, the major local language spoken in Luapula is Bemba. Okay? The major local language spoken in Luapula is Bemba. The main ethnic groups of the Luapula province are the Chishinga. Okay? So, the main ethnic groups are Chishinga. Okay, we've got Chishinga. Then we also have got Lunda, Ngumbo, and Ushi. We have got Chishinga, Ngumbo, Lunda, and Ushi. Okay, those are the main ethnic groups. Okay, the population distribution in Luapula province is medium or is medium over most of the province with 5 to 18 people per square kilometer. So population distribution is between 5 to 18 people per square kilometer. Okay, the population distribution is between 5 to 18 people per square kilometer. The southern section of the province is sparsely populated with less than 5 people per square kilometer. Okay? The southern of the province is sparsely populated. Sparsely populated with less than 5 people. Okay, less than 5 people per square kilometer. Okay, with less than 5 people per square kilometer. So let's look at traditional ceremonies. Traditional ceremonies. Okay, traditional ceremonies. So Ngumbo celebrate a ceremony called Kwanga in October. Okay, Ngumbo celebrate a ceremony called Kwanga in October. Okay, they celebrate a ceremony called Kwanga in October. Sheila celebrate a ceremony called Mavila in October. Okay, Sheila celebrate a ceremony called Mavila in October. Okay, they celebrate a ceremony called Mavila in October. Lunda celebrate a ceremony called Mtomboko. Okay, Lunda celebrate a ceremony called Mtomboko. They celebrate a ceremony called Mtomboko. Okay, the celebration is an annual reminder of the victories of Chief Mwatakazembe. Okay, the celebration is an annual reminder of of the victories of Chief Mwatakazembe, of the victories of Chief Mwatakazembe. Okay, of Chief Mwatakazembe when his great kingdom marched into Luapula province. When his great kingdom marched into Luapula province from the Congo. Okay, I can rub the other part of the board. I believe you are done copying, boys and girls. Let me rub the other part of the board. All right, so if you have got questions, boys and girls, the number for messages is 097070. The line for SMSs is 0970703139. Okay, so that's the line, boys and girls, for SMSs. Okay, so the line again is 0970703139. For those who want to be part and parcel of the GMF online classes, okay, those who want to be part and parcel of the GMF online classes, you can contact the lines that are scrolling on your screen. You can contact the lines that are scrolling on your screen. Okay, so let me rub this side so that I can continue with the notes. Let me rub this side so that I can continue.